Okay, welcome back to That Dragon Cancer. Things are getting a bit on the harrowing side, so I suppose it's time to look around. And what better way than to hit the light switch? Oh, fuck. Oh, that's not good. Now, I guess this is all sort of representative of the feelings that they were going through. Like, they're not gonna make everything is just like walking around the hospital talking to doctors and things like that. This is a little more, I don't want to say abstract, but it's a little more, but it's a lot more of how it felt to be in this position. Oh, MRI machines. I've had MRIs done multiple times.
You are done. I love you, my friend.
It was in his brain. Oh, hello.
This is my favorite game. Do you want to see? Watch how it started.
I would love to see. Well, as long as you're
Here, then the big lion comes.
I'm not sure I want the big lion to come. This is very unpleasant sounding.
You know a scary lion? It's so loud.
Uh-oh.
I can roar just like him. Yeah, hear me roar?
Sure.
Ah! Don't be afraid.
I'm not afraid.
I will cover your ears.
Alright. How loud is this gonna be? That was decently loud. That was decently loud for my decently loud headphones.
Here comes the animals. Pterosaurs is my favorite.
I unfortunately can't totally understand what's being said. Some subtitles would be nice at this point. I don't really know how they did the dialogue, because it sounds like it's an actual small child, but oh, hello. I'm doing things now. Yeah. But I don't know the specifics. Hey, glad you're having fun, bud. Oh, we're building a merry-go-round, aren't we? Yes, we are. At least I think that's what we're doing. I admit I'm not, I like this one. It's a little cheerier. It's a little less... That wicked hum going on back there, boy, that's causing some unpleasantries. How long does the ride last? Is it until I tell it to stop? Oh, it is. It's until I tell it to stop. Gotcha. I like the giraffe. Oh, if I click, he does a loop-a-loop. Look how fun this is. This is so much fun for everybody. Everybody's having the best time. Alright, you're back home, so let's do the last one. And the lion! That's the one he wanted always. I guess we've seen all that. Whew. This is the kind of game I can already tell it's gonna require, like, more than one playthrough and probably people talking on message boards. And like I said, subtitles would be primo. Some sections are subtitled, but not nearly enough of it. You know, because you can hear... They said headphones were important, and I play every game with headphones. But in this particular case, the audio seems to be going through like a serious, like echo filter of some kind. It's making it a little hard to understand. All right. Oh, we got cards everywhere. Elsie, we dearly miss you. We love you dearly and miss you daily. See you soon. Hugs to all my UIHC kids and families. Oh, are these more messages? Are these more messages done by... done by, like, Kickstarter backers. Oh, they are! Oh, hell. So each of these is something real. Every one of these, and they said there were... Take my tears, love, they will carry you home. Fuck. The page said that there were over 200 Kickstarter backers that would be featured throughout the game. And I don't have it in me. Love you, Papa. Even now you still make me laugh. I don't have it in me to look at all of them. I do not have the strength for that.
This terrible routine. Watching you. Waiting for you to wake. Hoping you will never remember these days of illness and treatment. One day, I'll bring you here. Show you your tiny handprints on the wall, and you'll be annoyed that we all think of you as some big miracle. Cancer will be such a small part of all you could grow to be. You will tire of hearing about it. You won't want to see the cards and notes I saved. And I won't mind at all. I'll hold the memories of this hard day. You just leave it behind.
I guess that's... I mean, really, that's how you get by. You know, how are you going to go through your daily life trying to care for a small child that probably won't make it unless you tell yourself that they could? You know, then you can actually... Oh, where'd they go? You know, because otherwise, your inclination would be to just lie down and wait for the inevitable, rather than, you know, rather than trying to make the days matter. Joshua, stay strong, little man. Mommy and Daddy love you. God damn. God damn it. Now, like I said, I feel like every single one of these, I'm just gonna snag one at random. Mom, I love you and give you to Christ. See you soon. Like, if I were doing this in other circumstances, I might... On the 1401, you passed away from leukemia. I miss you, Dad. Shit. I'd probably be tempted to go through and look at every single one of these. But just for the sake of expediency, and that isn't necessarily, I don't necessarily want to be all Speedy Gonzalez through something like this, but I feel like it's probably best. Amy Sonderman's 2014 journey, Cancer-Free by Grace. You know, like I said, just for the sake of getting through it. Just for the sake of getting through, right? I definitely encourage you all, once again, to pick this game up and take a look at the cards for yourself. I'm sorry, guys, it's not good. This is rough. Okay, so now... Oh, I get it. Now I am... Is he telling me to... Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Joel. I pull this thing?
First thing in the morning, the horse checks his email.
What? I'm sorry, what? What does, how about the cow? What does the cow... I don't think that's what the cow does, but I'm willing to go with you, toy.
Bill rides the cows to the store for milk.
Farmer Bill seems wildly irresponsible. I don't know why we let him direct children through this toy.
Bill enjoys a mud bath with the pigs.
Okay, thank you for adding some levity, game. Can't even complain.
Farmer Bill plays hockey on the pond with the ducks. Farmer Bill always wins, but the ducks perform mightily.
Such silliness.
When the ducks work together, they can fly Farmer Bill to town.
And I notice the sun is slowly making its way towards the dark.
Farmer Bill plays chess with the horse. The horse always wins. Checkmate.
Which is really impressive because it's hard to move the pieces with hooves. You know, just You gotta give that horse credit. He's tenacious. I'm gonna take another look at the cow.
Farmer Bill owns the cattle on 1,000 hills.
Is that it? Have we seen the end of the journey, or did we give everyone 2?
Farmer Bill separates the sheep from the goats. Sheep go to heaven. Goats go to town.
That was unsettling.
I'm sorry.
Whoa,
guys.
hello.
It's not good.
Yeah. Oh. Uh-oh. 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 I don't like this.
And there it is. They get it now. Sometimes I wish we could just leave them waiting a few more minutes, because once they get this news, their life never goes back to how it was before.
It's in the front.
Those were their last normal minutes, and they didn't even know it. I'm glad he's so good at this. He takes the losses so personally. Joel's looking good.
Because we never know
His weight is up. It's just hard to believe
when our
that
last
he
normal
had
moments are, do we?
therapy. It was rough at first, but I really started to think that he was gonna make it.
Any recurrence means the chemotherapy has failed. This is a tragedy.
That seems, by the way, mighty difficult to have to be in the position of breaking this news over and over. I hate to do this because this is such a tonal shift, but I'm sorry, but this dude really looks like my buddy Oranges. Just really does. Just the caricatures just really, like, every time I look at him, it kind of reminds me of Oranges. But, like, how do you be a doctor and have to deliver that news regularly? You can't do that and go back to your normal
I
life.
nod my head. Yeah, whenever I ask sciencey questions, I nod my head. Digesting every Latin word, hoping it will stick to my ribs, become part of me. That if I ask enough questions, that maybe I can get my brains around this cancer. And I can choke it to death.
Fuck.
I love asking good questions. It impresses them. They'll be impressed with the way we handle all of this. Such good, thoughtful parents that ask such good questions.
So there just aren't any treatment options that are curative.
The writing in this is off the charts. This is poetic. It's really difficult to know how to approach a game like this from any sort of critical aspect because of
I'm going to cry after all because
the
they love
serious nature of this.
And they love Joel, and we're very good at managing the pain and masking symptoms at the end of life.
You know, like, how... Because any criticism I would give, any comment I would make, it's like, in the back of my head, I have to remember, this isn't a game someone made...
I said, not curative. Have I said the word death yet?
It's hard to just discuss
A whole new vocabulary.
the way you would with any other
The
game.
rules are different now.
I don't even like calling this a game.
It's really sinking in. Oh, she's crying. We should wrap this up soon. All the details can wait. Radiation oncologist to decide whether we could do some radiation or just chemotherapy.
What would the radiation do?
Well, the radiation could probably kill the tumor we see now, which would prevent it from causing any symptoms. But it would not keep more tumors from developing, because we know if it spread here,
The room's
it'd spread other
flooding.
places too.
The room's The symbolism in this game is out of control. Let's go to Dad again. What he's thinking now.
Science, it's simpler. Measurable. I make A, make B, and subtract C, and I get this result. And I can do something to control it. Or at least have the sense that I'm controlling it. But now all we have left is a miracle. And miracles are fickle. They don't always come, and we don't always know why. What if Joel's miracle doesn't come? I hope he lives. I've always hoped. But now I can't do anything but hope. Radiation. At least we can do something. Hope doesn't require signing papers or driving to hospitals or holding Joel in my lap. Hope is for something someone else has to do for us. And when doctors can't, it is what Jesus must.
We're so sorry.
This is tough. This is tough. And once again, I have nothing to say during these sections because I don't want to miss it, and I think if I'm blabbing over it, that's gonna ruin the experience. So I want to just let the dialogue ride.
Oh, God, I do not want a replacement baby. If that was your plan, I am not on board. I don't want some new baby to help me move on. I would not have chosen it.
Holy shit.
Oh, God. Joel has to live, or I will not love this baby.
You're welcome.
Damn! Wow, things got loud. You know, and seeing the dynamic of everybody. Wait, am I controlling this at all, or? Okay, I'm not. You know, seeing the dynamic of everyone in the room as they're trying to deal with this news being dropped. It's not often you see it from every perspective. You know, generally something like this would take one angle, and we might get their thoughts about it from different perspectives, like, you know, I bet this is just as hard on the doctors, or I wonder what my wife is thinking. But it's not common to bounce perspectives the way this is. I'm not sure what...
How long are we talking about?
I'm not sure what I'm doing at this point in the... just moving on into the darkness, I guess. Because that's all I can do. It's the only option ahead of me. Move forward into the darkness and... hope. So we don't got much else. I saw something, though. I thought I saw something. I think it's a window. It's a window, though, I'm pretty sure. If it sounds like I'm shouting, I kinda am, because this part's really loud. But at least there's light! We got light again! That's something, right? Oh, no, we didn't. False alarm. Holy crap. I'm gonna take a sip of tea. I feel like I need it. Just... what I really like about this is, although it is very heavy, it's dramatic, it doesn't feel exploitative. You know, if you're gonna do something like make a game about your child's struggle with cancer, I suppose it would be very easy to just heap things on as grimly as possible and make it exceptionally dramatic in sort of in a melodramatic way, in a very dark kind of way.
I have so many things stirring around in my spirit that I have to write, to settle myself and find God's wisdom in the midst of chaos. I'm scared I won't be strong enough to face the things we might have to face in the coming weeks and months. But then, I remember how much grace God gave us to walk out everything we've already faced. I've never felt completely overwhelmed, and I've never felt alone. So no matter what comes next, and I truly cannot even begin to guess how this will go, I know we will be carried. I want to shout out, look what God is about to do. Watch how he delivers Joel. And at the same time, I want to roll up in a silent ball and wait it out with fear and trembling, so aware of all my doubt, but yet convinced that my doubt is insignificant compared to God's faithfulness.
You know, there's something you see in times of tragedy like this, is what impact it has on your faith, if you're someone who had faith to begin with. And I've seen it transform in both directions. I've seen the faithless find faith. I've seen the faithful lose it. You know, you've got those who, in the face of a tragedy like this...
Oh, her expectation is so maddening sometimes. You know what she wrote on the eve of Joel's first surgery?
Uh-oh.
The one back in January when we first found the tomb.
Uh-oh.
I seriously feel like a kid on Christmas Eve. I'm pleading for God to spare his life. And I'm tempted to despair because self-inspection leads me to conclude I shouldn't expect much of anything. And yet my wife is expecting a surprise party from the Lord, replete with presents, supernatural miracles. I envy her.
I guess we've got both sides going here. Like I said, I've seen both. Some people in the face of tragedy turn away. You know, they don't understand how this could have been allowed to happen, and they go that route. Others say, well, now's my time of greatest need. I need his support more than ever. And it just depends on the person. You know, that's not a criticism on either direction, and I'm not taking my... I'm not...
Boys, let's go.
You know, making any statements.
Get in bed.
Oh, can you at least tell us a story?
Oh boy. I will press a button.
Sure.
Okay. This is the story of a very brave knight named Joel.
All right.
Joel the baby knight?
Yes. Joel the baby knight. But he's also Joel the very brave knight. And he was being chased by a dragon named Cancer.
Oh, come on.
Because of his tumor?
I don't like this.
Where does the dragon live?
In a forest.
Is the dragon big?
Very big.
Holy crap. I will say...
The dragon breathes fire?
Oh!
Much fire.
I will say, this is beautiful, like, beautifully constructed. Despite being very depressing.
So, Joel has armor, like a sword and a shield and stuff? Ooh, or maybe a spear?
That works.
Yeah, that sounds good. So...
Oh!
So, brave... Sir Joel, with his sword, and his shield, and his awesome spear, and his super jumping ability.
Ah, there we go.
Being chased.
Thank you very much.
Named Cancer.
What other superpowers does he have?
He also has grace.
That's not a superpower.
It's the best superpower.
You know...
Do you guys know what grace means?
Yeah, it's kind of like hope.
Yeah.
I've seen stuff like this before where, in order to get by daily,
He's not the only one who's ever...
you know, you sort of have to not treat it so heavily, so dire, even if it is fatal. You know, you have to be able to... I hate to say lighten the mood, but... You know, if you can't at least laugh at the, you know, I hate to say laugh at the cancer.
Where he could rest, and it seems like.
But if you can't rob it of some of that ability to destroy your spirit, then once again you're lost. A friend of mine used to literally joke about her. She had stomach cancer. And we would be in the car, razzing each other, just having fun.
Just when he thought that the danger was past, the dragon found his hiding spot and came after him in the cave.
Whoop. And, you know, they were just bullshitting each other. My one friend went, you know, I'm sick of your sass, Steph. And she whipped around and said, yeah, I'm sick of having cancer, Grant. And it was such a moment of diffusing the situation. I guess that's what, and that was... She said that was how, you know, if she didn't treat it like that,
baby.
She would just curled up and given up, you know?
But that's the best part of this story. God fights for Joel. He
Oh boy.
that dragon cancer right with Joel. And we know that God can win even if Joel can't. That's grace.
I feel like Dad's not gonna be as big a fan of this development. But I can do this, because you know why? Because I'm good at games. Because I'm some sort of video game guy. You know, I can, oh no!
Well, what about Tim from Church Mom? He died from cancer. Wasn't God fighting for him? Didn't he have grace?
Oh,
God fought for Tim too.
now many questions are being asked.
So well. He's so brave, so strong. God let him rest. It may have seemed like the dragon won because Tim died. We know that Tim's in heaven, and that he's with God, and that God is so proud of him.
This is hard to listen to. I'm not gonna lie, this is actually tricky to... That's tricky to sit through, because I've heard these speeches myself, you know, more than once. And that's hard to, you know... It can be a little hard to stomach. Because it does raise the question of... You know, if I just have faith, then everything will be better, and things like that. Then the question becomes, well, what about this other person? Did they not have faith? But we know they did. And sometimes life just doesn't pan out the way you think it should. The way you think it's fair. That's the kind of thing that can cause quite the crisis.
Ryan! Oh, Ryan, get in the boat.
And they are, you're...
You have to, you'll drown.
We're already drowning. How can you sit there like that?
Despair doesn't help anything.
Neither does false hope. And I'm not despairing.
How can you say false hope? You're drowning!
Well, you're missing your oars! And you don't even know where you're going. And yet you're so sure you're gonna get there.
It's better than drowning.
Well, enjoy floating on the surface like you always do.
There's nothing deep about drowning. Just get in the boat.
You have to let me feel this! Someone has to.
That's not fair. I love him as much as you do. I just really believe we're going to be okay.
God damn. Once again, I feel like kind of a shit whenever I want to sit down and talk about the writing in this game, but that scene was beautiful. Like, not beautiful like, you know, like, oh, that was awesome, but in terms of getting across what it aimed to, that was stellar. That was amazing.
I'm sure my expectation looks like denial, but seeing Joel dying does not make me any less certain that he will be healed. In some ways, I feel more certain. Not because the same doubts don't come to me, but because I know that they will not be entertained much longer. Because this chapter is almost finished, and we will have an ending one way or the other. So the doubts and fears that make me reaffirm that even if I'm wrong, this is where I stand, become less and less powerful.
You know, there's a question I've often wondered, and maybe someone out there can chime in. At a time like this, I mean, is it better to cling to the false hope and then find out you were wrong, or to sink into the mire and be proven right? I'm gonna try and get this guy, I'm gonna try and get him up. I'm gonna try and get you up. Try and get you to the surface, man. I don't know. I really don't. You know, is the whiplash of realizing that your hope was was wrong and misplaced. Is that better or worse than knowing that the tragedy was going to come and having been, you know, stuck in the tar pits until it finally came and reaffirmed your pessimism? You know, because I guess on the flip side, if you believe things are going to be okay and then they're okay, then you're satisfied. You're like, I knew it! I knew they were going to be okay. And if you believe things are going to be bad and they're okay, then there's a feeling of elation because you were so prepared for things to be tragic and then they weren't. I don't think he's coming up. Like... yeah, I don't think I can get up. Alright, we're going down. How far down? Or can I fly into the cancers? Oh, yeah, that was it. Just go down, I guess. Wow. But we're gonna have to stop here. This is...
The sunset
well,
looks pretty from here. The orange glow cast on the wall.
I'll let this go.
Better than the muted colors of this hospital. Damn. I wonder why they choose blues and greens. They, the ones who choose the colors that heal. Green for life. Blue. For comfort. Purple stripes to hide the stains.
They do say blue is a comforting color.
This chair is too small and sticks to my skin. I hate vinyl.
But like I said, we're gonna have to stop here. This is a lot of game. This is a very weighty game. This is that Dragon Cancer. Take a look at it. You know, read up on the development of it. I don't really have much to say, so we're gonna keep going into the next one. But I might need a break before I do that. So, till then, SGD out.